Ghana has made a lot of democratic, economic and developmental gains since the year 2000. In the light of these, what are the local challenges, the politics of Ghana and its global implications and the challenges thereof? These are in Focus on Ghana next. Good evening. The President of Ghana was recently in the UK at the invitation of the British Prime Minister. As part of the visit, he delivered a lecture at Chatham House on the democratic gains, economic change and regional influence. Later, he met a cross-section of the Ghanaian community in the UK and the tenets of democracy were put to the test. The very lively interaction inside the premises of the consulate at Highgate also attracted protests from a group of Ghanaians outside the premises, a real test of political tolerance. Focus on Ghana tonight takes a look at the President's visit and the various implications of the events at Chatham House, the meeting with the Prime Minister, and the meeting at the Ghana High Commission. Particularly, we shall be having a discussion on some of the pronouncements that bother on the democratic challenges in Ghana. Welcome to the show. My guests tonight are on my right, Gabi Ochre-Darko, the Executive Director of Dankwa Institute in Ghana. It's a Media Research and Policy Analysis Center. Gabi, good evening.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming. And Wisdom Adoli, a member of the ruling NDC in the UK and Ireland. Wisdom.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Viewers can comment on the discussion or make contributions, and you can do so via phone on 0207 501 7701 or send an email to focusonghana@voxafrica.com. You can also visit our Facebook page, Focus on Ghana. Once again, good evening and welcome to the show. The President at Chatham House painted a picture of what Ghana has been and is now presently. We have a look at something he said at that lecture.
I'd like to share with you a portrait of two different countries, Ghana of 2000 and Ghana of today. In 2000, there was a 4.7% prevalence rate of HIV/AIDS. In 2012, the prevalence rate was 1.3%. In 2000, the rate of maternal deaths was 600 deaths per 100,000. By 2012, that rate had been halved to 300 deaths per 100,000. In 2000, average life expectancy in Ghana was 54 years about. In 2012, it's 62 years. In 2000, the per capita income was around $420. Today, it's at about $1,500. When these portraits are placed side by side, when you look at where we are today as compared to where we were in 2000, there's a tendency to use the word success. There were a number of setbacks and impediments that temporarily kept our nation standing still. Again, I suspect that if questioned on any given day during the 12-year span of time, the average citizen might have readily complained about the lack of progress that was being made. This seeming lack of progress is a common complaint in many developing nations. And Ghana, despite usually being at the forefront of change and achievement on the continent, is no exception. In Ghana, the simple reason is we got tired of coups. We have had too many coups. When you dig a hole and you fall into a hole, there is how far down you can go. If you can't go down any further, then the only option is to start climbing out. And so I guess we pioneered coup d'etats. Our first president was dispatched in 1966, and after that there was a blare of military rulers. And I guess the political class decided that, look, enough is enough. We all signed on to democratic governance. And we did so in 1992 with a constitution that has served us well and continues to serve us well. And that's what makes Ghana's democracy robust.
Well, that was the President of Ghana. He was talking about the developments we have had in Ghana since 2000, and he compared 2000 and 2012. The HIV prevalence rate, he mentioned an improvement in that. He mentioned an increase in GDP. He also looked at what Ghana has also pioneered on the African continent talking about coups, and he particularly said we are tired of coups, and we decided from 1992 to go democratically, and we have made a lot of gains on that. Now, Wisdom, let me start with you. The president telling us the kind of improvements we have had since 1992, and probably from 2000 as he painted the picture. Is that how you see Ghana?
Yes, I agree, completely with the president when he compared, what pertained in Ghana in the year 2000 or before 2000, and now what pertains in Ghana. I think that we have made a lot of progress, and so he rightly painted the picture of the situation as it pertained. And mind you, 2000 was the point where we were about to change government to a political party which was not the ruling one, by virtue of the people of Ghana deciding that President Kufuor should rule. Since then, we have made gains, and he has captured all those in the speech that he gave in Chatham House. And so I agree completely with the picture he painted, the image he has given about Ghana to the international community who were at the program at Chatham House on Thursday,
I think it was
Friday.
last Thursday.
Yes. So
well, let me find out. Gabi, your institution deals in research. You've been on the political scene for a while. The picture painted vis-a-vis, or even in the context of Africa, Ghana, have we come very far?
Well, I think we've come far, but clearly not far enough. But we have come far, and if you use 2000 as a starting point, we've come far in terms of, if you like, economic growth.
Okay.
I think the biggest challenge is translating that economic growth into jobs. That's been perhaps one of the biggest challenges that we face. And secondly, of course, the education. There's serious challenges in education. And so you may be asking, for instance, the questions that one may ask. One, can we do a lot more in education? Can we do a lot more to create jobs? Yes, we can. Can we use our resources in a way that we can get real value for money? Yes, we can. So they're all sort of challenges, and one is yet to see sort of a clarity in vision that will help perhaps bring these pieces together. That, I think, is the challenge.
Well, then the other thing is the stability that we have had democratically. It could translate into a lot of investments into our land. It could translate a lot of confidence that people have in Ghana, the influx of foreigners into our country and all that. The stability that we have we used it to our advantage?
Well, I think to a point, because if you look at it, since 92 up to date, we've had the longest stretch of stability in our history. There's absolutely no two ways about it, since 1957. Also, it is not by sheer coincidence that within that period, we've seen, if you like, leaps in economic growth. So there's some correlation between stability and economic attractiveness of a country. And we are benefiting from that. But then you may go back to ask the same question. Have we leveraged it enough? I don't think we have, because we still have challenges with industrialization. We have nowhere near, if you like, taken seriously industrialization. We still have challenges with corruption. There's absolutely no two ways about it. And when you have corruption, then you have resources that could have gone into infrastructure development and other areas been wasted. And there are major challenges there, and I'm not seeing a way forward with that. So there are challenges. There are challenges with, if you like, building institutions so that they can perform the way and serve the people the way that we expect. There are clearly challenges there.
Well, Wisdom, there's no denying the fact that we have the challenges as Gabi has outlined, but do you think that the governments we have had, say since 1992, and basically we have just had NDC and MPP, have the parties done enough probably to make sure that these challenges are minimal rather than the way probably we're looking at it now?
The question is about whether the cup is half full or half empty, I tend to look at the cup as half full. We have applied our efforts towards making sure that the situation in which our people live are better. And such is the context in which the president made a presentation at Chatham House and copiously emphasized the point that, yes, there are challenges facing the people of Ghana, but we have made huge gains. But that is not to say that there is not more to do. And so he, for example, mentioned the fact that, over the years we have made gains, but our focus is to, go further.
Has the story not been the same all over the period? We have made gains. We have made gains. But every now and then, you look at the measure. I remember the president saying that the success and the progress, if you are looking at it as a point of momentum, you might think that, yes, we've done well, but we have done progressively slowly, but we could do more. Has the story not been the same every day? President Kufuor has told us that. President Rawlings has told us that. Professor Mills of blessed memory has told us that. President Mahama is telling us that.
Yes, but you realize that those days when they were making the point of progress being made, if you compare those days to now, you realize that, yes, progress has been made. We have not been stagnant. That is the point. We have not been stagnant. Each government has applied its energy towards moving the country forward, so that you will have a situation where more children are going to school now than it used to be the case. A lot less women are dying as a result of the process of childbirth than it used to be the case. There is less hunger now, as a result of which Ghana is going to receive an award. You see, so these are, the realities of the situation. Yes, there are more challenges for us to face, which is why there is government in the first place.
Well, one investor group that was at Chatham House was Invest in Africa, and I want to find out these progress we're talking about, whether they have felt it and that would push them to get into investing in Ghana particularly. Michael Emening is with Invest in Africa and is with us on the line. Good evening, Michael. Hello, Michael, are you there?
Hi, yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. How are you doing? Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, we're looking at what transpired at Chatham House, and my guests with me have outlined the challenges and the progress and all that. From your standpoint, do you see it as that?
I do see it as that. I think that Ghana has been receiving great PR. I think we're seen in West Africa as leaders. I'm Ghanaian, as you can probably tell. And, looking at it with investors, they can definitely see that Ghana has been leading the pack. If we look at, for example, since 2007, Ghana has shown that it's the fastest growth in attracting new projects in terms of investment. So it's topping the tables at around 50.8% between 2007 and 2012. So investors do see that investment is going to Ghana. I think more can be done, but I do think that what President Mahama was saying, and that steady progress is very important. I think that is the case, and they are definitely milestones that are being met.
Now let's look at democratically the way things are in Ghana. We had elections in December, and issues of that are still pertaining in court. Do you think that will make investors very skeptical of our situation?
I don't think so. I think that what happened with Ghana's elections, it's being sorted out by the appropriate institutions. And if you look at Ghana's history, it's been very stable, as I said, since 1992. So I don't think this scares investors. I think that dragging it through the courts may make new investors a bit weary, but established investors are really there to stay, and that's what Investing in Africa is really about. Is we're a private sector membership organization that are bringing together companies that have been doing business in Africa for a very long time, and they feel that Africa's been good to them, and I want to make sure they have a vested interest in seeing it progress. So what we're doing is pulling together a lot of our initiatives and our programs to really make sure that the business environment improves and also we grow the local economy. So for established investors, I definitely think that there's not an issue. New investors that haven't done business in Africa before, slightly, but Ghana, as I said, has got a very strong history in stability.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Michael, for joining us and with your insight. We believe that we can chew on from there. Thank you and have a good evening. Well, Gabi, Michael is saying painted another picture, pulling together some investors to go in there. Politically, are they safe?
Well, I think so. I mean, there's absolutely no two ways about it. I mean, we've had elections being challenged. It happened in '92. The opposition just boycotted the parliamentary elections. There's no violence. In 2004, the NDC made a lot of noise about it. They were beaten by time, but they still went to court.
Okay.
Not necessarily to challenge the elections because they had run out of time, but to find another way of getting round to it. Yeah. We didn't have any problems. 2008, there were sort of hints of violence, but nothing happened. 2012, a whole political party felt that it was cheated and is in court. And things are...
Well, once you're in court, let me take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll take it from there and we'll have the thoughts of Mauli on that one. We'll take a quick break and focus on Ghana return shortly after that.